Sup, everyone? Time again as usual. Yeah, so this day has been pretty much bored.
That too.
Yeah, my day has just been so freaking bored, but I'm used to it. I mean, I haven't did that much today except watch some TV and went to the store with my dad and took a walk in the afternoon. Well, late afternoon, if it's it. Yeah, I haven't really done much. Just tried to do some things that, well, things that I wasn't don't usually do. So what have you been up to though?
Nothing really.
Your brother is at gym as it's always?
Yeah, pretty much.
Weird. Yeah, I wonder whether this coup is gonna show up or not. I mean, it seems that he is inactive, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And yesterday, man, I mean, you really had those. I mean, you barely didn't even use the D20 and still did win. Well, get some any rights.
Yep.
That's so weird. Hmm.
Yeah, but Malachi won fair and square, so.
True. I mean, I never imagined that you would win a game show, or at least had so many rights just by guessing it. Still, though, that's that was unexpected.
Yep. Wonder where everybody else is. Anyone else even online right now? I don't even know. Wait, let's see.
Cody is not online. Polarize is not online. Safi, Amanda is not online. Malachite is not online since he is probably doing something else. And Lord, well, knowing Lord, he is probably out with some of his friends. And Kubo, yeah, I had no idea where he is. He's probably sticking his head down in the dirt, as all those ostrich do.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. He since he did mention yesterday that he was not even home at the time during the stream, so that would make sense. Unless that he is doing his training again as always.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I mean, I don't get it though. That if Kubo says no to his mom or grandmother that he doesn't even want to train even for just one day, that they will take away his computer and his probably his phone at the same time for just doesn't want to train. That's I mean that's a little bit of extreme punishment, and that's not just for just one day. I thought it was probably said something about a week or a month or so. That's yeah, that's a little bit extreme. I mean, if I was something similar, my dad he would probably just cut off my Wi-Fi so I can even be online, but I can still use my computer, but not the Wi-Fi. That's well, it would have been a little bit bored. I mean, I don't couldn't. I wouldn't mind that. The question is, if he did cut off my Wi-Fi, I wonder if I still could be watching YouTube or Disney Plus or Netflix on my TV.
Well,
Huh.
it is possible to watch stuff on your phone without the Wi-Fi. It just uses up data.
True. I mean, I do have. I do. I mean, I do have some very limited internet on my phone though, but it's not like it's not like one of those smartphones, iPhones. It's an old Nokia phone, and I can use internet on it, but it's not the same as the new models today. It's just never want to have one of those phones. Honestly, I don't like it to be in touchscreen on things, especially on the phones. Well, one day I may have to. I wonder what Cold War others are up to.
I think if I know. They're probably busy with something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So, what have you been up to?
Not much. Just watched some TV, behind the computer, went to the store with my dad, took a walk, cleaned my room. Pretty much it. I haven't done much today, so just trying to figure out what type of next quiz I should do for uh, well, for any future ones. Haven't really decided yet.
Yeah, I've just basically been writing some stories and basically just relaxing, I guess. I haven't really been up to much. So, what should we talk about?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Me neither.
I mean, you could always do that game that you use, the Mario games.
One problem with that, I'm at dad's and I don't have the game with me right now.
Ow. Well, that sucks.
Yep. Wish I had it, but nope. It's back at mom's. Uh, Speaking of mom, where she is right now. Hmm. Way over here. That's just excellent.
Yeah, I mean, this thing has been just so long bored, so I don't have to. I mean, I had even. I don't even work on Monday this anymore since I only work on Tuesday and Thursdays now. So
Hmm. I thought you worked every day, like before this. I mean,
Yeah, since I haven't been much at work for almost 3 weeks, so my dad had called my boss and decided to change the time to only 2 days in a week.
huh? Interesting.
What's up, Canadian Scarecrow?
Hi.
You sound upset. What's going on?
Oh, nothing.
So, where have you been?
I was talking to my girlfriend again.
Where were you even yesterday?
Quoi? Oui? Je savais. Oh my god, merci. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
That
Ugh.
kind of
Whew.
bad. Jeez, Louise.
Is it as cold for you guys as it is in Canada for me?
That depends how cold is it over there.
Well, considering my breath literally goes like full smoke mode, I think it's pretty freezing.
You're not gonna give us like a temperature or
Actually, I don't know the temperature. I'm gonna wait.
Well, here it's about 26 degrees, give or take.
it's
Okay.
temperature.
Temperature. What's the temperature? I don't even know, but I'm gonna try to see. Okay. Close this. Oh my god, I don't have a lot of apps there. Well, and I'll use my good old friend internet.
It's 17 degrees here.
Oh, in here it's minus 30 Celsius. 13 Celsius.
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 How much do you say?
I said minus 13.
13.
Minus
That's about 8. Yeah, that's about 8 degrees Fahrenheit.
Jeez.
So in Sweden it's like in Fahrenheit?
No, for him it's for about 8 Fahrenheit. For me it is about, give or take, about 3 minus Celsius.
Oh, Sweden actually works with Celsius so instead of Fahrenheit. Okay.
Yeah, we always have using it.
Huh. Honestly, I do like learning about different countries because there's just something interesting about like what you can learn from it. Like since I'm in Canada, there's a few stuff in my country that I know that you don't know, which can also be the opposite way.
I
So
mean,
like,
think, Rob,
hmm?
even though if you're considering that most of the countries in the world are using Celsius, but some are using Fahrenheit or the, as a called imperial system. Like United Kingdom are using both Fahrenheit and uh, Celsius temperature, and even using meters and centimeters and inches to the feet also. Since
Hmm.
since that system was brought over to United States when it was first founded, since United Kingdom are using the so-called imperial system, they brought it along when they founded the colonies in the United States, and this has been the standard in metric system.
Hmm.
But in Europe, the or the mostly is like meters metric system, which is called. But I wouldn't not be surprised that there are some countries that in Europe that you're using imperial the same.
Hmm.
I mean,
And
cause this. If I put it driving, if I would been over in the US, and if I had been, like say, using miles, like say 10 miles, it's not the same distance as it's for it's in my country. That is completely different.
oh
And here's
really?
another thing. Yeah. And here's another thing. If my girlfriend's mother, if her mom was driving car here, and if the speed in the US is 50 miles per hour, but if she was here driving that speed, I don't know if she would get uh, tons of speeding tickets or if she would even lose the car and the license.
Wait, even your speed limit is different?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There is a very different system that.
And what kind of measurement do you use for heights and size and all that?
And in height, we're using meters,
Oh,
kilometers, and in distance, like in the length of distance, is kilometers. And then even we're using the word miles, but
oh,
it's not the same as in the imperial mile system.
because I know that in my country we use like the word foot. Like when I told you I was like 6'9". Yes, me. Uh oh. Je suis encore dans le club, c'est ça?
Uh-oh. What possessed you to say such a phrase, Mr. Kovu?
Wow, yes, that's the one.
Go vote.
He is talking to his some parents, one of his mom or grandmother.
I don't know. Wonder what he's doing right now. I didn't expect to have an answer.
Yeah, I have no idea, and I didn't even know that they have a dog.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I had no idea what else to do today.
Me neither.
Just being bored. I think maybe I'm gonna do the stream for maybe an hour or so. I don't know. And for the next game show stream, yeah, I have no idea when that is gonna be. To be honest, since I had the one that says yesterday. Since let's see. Well, there's no more days on this week since. Well, perhaps March 10 or 17, maybe. I think maybe during the second or third week. Either I think maybe the 10 or 11 or 17 or 18 March will be the next game show stream about Pokemon. And since Malachite actually asked me to add some more questions, at least a few more, which honestly wasn't even that difficult. Oh, man, I'm tired. Tired of being bored.
I'm pretty tired too, to be fair. Uh,
Go, you Canadian scarecrow. Are you even still there?
he might be busy right now. Even yeah, his mic's still on, so I don't know.
What else? What else to do today? I have no idea. I might just watching some videos on YouTube later on, and do some another questions for another quiz. Question which one to be continued to be do? Oh man. Well. Let's see what else we're doing today. So how's the weather over there?
Well, it's cold, and it's also cloudy.
Well, here is well at least a decent cold enough and a little bit snow on the ground, but and a bit slippy on the ground. So yeah,
Oh god, yeah, there's ice all over the place outside.
yeah. I prefer to just walk on the where it's just snow.
That's what I try to do, but the thing about my country is usually the ice is underneath the snow, and it's slippery anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, especially in the winter here, in my town, um, they don't even use. They are usually sending out these small trucks. Can you say it? Which consists of um has
Snowplows?
carrying this like a small truck or like a four lift truck maybe kind of in the sides. They usually travels on the sidewalks and just pour out some sand to lower the risk of them slipping on the ice. But yeah, that's the thing is, when it happens when the snow starts melting, when the snow and all the ice melts, and through the day and the night when it freezes again, that the sand may has been perhaps have been sink to the bottom and the ice freeze on top of that. It's like, well, that's good lucky. Yeah, so, and here's another thing. They don't actually, they usually uh, plowing the sidewalks to remove snow in the winter. But there's only one place that only one street here. Well, some streets they don't even plowing both sides of the sidewalk. Only one, because mainly one is mainly used for bikes and all that, but others are not. And there isn't even a hill where the old water towers is located. Those stairs are not even plowed or sand whatsoever in the winter. So if you want to go there, well, you have been a big risk. It's just like swoop backwards and yeah, and there are wood stairs, so they are not concrete. The old ones were, well, they were bad condition, but they kind of replaced those with some years ago, pretty much. And the water tower, well, let's say it is not a water tower anymore. It's more as a business inside it. Looky, our friendly blue butt.
Who isn't even doesn't have his mic on? I mean, I don't know.
That's
Anything like
Malachi.
that. I know.
Yeah, so that water tower, it's well, pretty much this is not in use much as that. There hasn't even been used as a water tower in I think it went in use in not been in use for since I think it was the 70s or the 80s, I believe. Well, at least before my time, but it's quite old. It's about let me see here. It's uh about 100 years old. There even used to be some sort of tower kind of close to it during the I think it was in the 30s and the 40s, like a an aerial watchtower to to make sure there were no German planes during the Second World War era, but never wasn't that much in use. Well, my town has not much any. Well, let's say it isn't really that particularly important. I mean, it hasn't really but been much any particular big events. I mean, my town is just has been small. I remember after I actually read that they actually had there is a building here. It's had been multiple business over the years. First was an uh, motorbike building factory. Um, they even built planes, like small biplanes in it. Later, it was an auction house. Now it's a gym. But one of the biplanes they actually built there, they brought it out to the big field. And I was going to say this: that particular plane did even lift not even like 2 feet off the ground. Despite how much the plane was spinning in this propellers, it didn't even lift the ground, not even less than 2 feet. That's just crazy. Um, I can say this. There is actually a shipping yard here. Well, they used to building a lot of ships in the past. Um, some of the ships that was built there um, actually had taken part of, well, were actually owned by several royalties. I think it was the old Siam Kingdom, which now the current day is Thailand. Um, Even some of the ships was even built for Olympics, and even took part in the Olympics. And this particular company has been in the family for about, I think it was 4 generations now. But they don't build the ships anymore. They just doing some minor red repairs and all that. But it's kind of amazing to see how that family been over the years. And um, well, my town hasn't built that much. Otherwise, been that particular um eventful. I mean, we're we never had this big industry like say car industry. Nope. Well, kinda, but not much as like those like Chrysler or Volvo. No, there is actually though. My town has the region of my town has been inhabited for about 5-6 thousand years, but my town is among many towns or cities that scattered across in Sweden has been um, kind of some sort of a refugee escape plan, no, some sort of like a holiday place for the royalties. They even spent time here during the 1600s when the plague happened, and I think it was Charles X and 12, I believe, or there were at least some kings actually hunted bears and wolves in this region. But
Damn.
the last king, yeah, and the last king who actually was here since, unfortunately, that the first king actually built small, like a mansion building here, but unfortunately, it's part of it actually burned down over 200 years ago by accident. And it was actually some this they believed this small amber from a steamship was now in the was in the current guest harbor, sparked the fire and burned it to the ground.
Hmm.
But most the most families here, but um, I can say it has been a lot of royalties here. Bears, they don't even hasn't even been seen here since for almost uh let me see I think about I think maybe for over 300 years. But only about a year ago, some athletes saw did spotted a bear by after a picture of its trail camera, snap one. But wolves, that's not like it's not unlikely this there is, but it is, but only a small packs of wolves. Um, yeah, my town is not that much as any particular important itself. I mean, um, it's um, it's it's located near one of the, I think is is pretty much located near one of the big lakes. I think the lake is really close to is the third largest lake.
I'll get him! Go back to the pizza!
Whoa, hey, calm down there, buddy. What's going on?
Probably dog could tell you something.
Hope so, because I don't know what the heck just happened.
Me either. I mean, like say the town was my girlfriend lives in is not even also a small town. Way smaller than mine. Um, yeah, it's basically much of that. I don't know, like your state where you live, since it is close to the Atlantic Ocean. I pretty much know there are a lot of towns that has big international ports, harbors, airports, and all that. I mean, considering it back in the when those colonies was founded, and since basically those states along the coastline, say uh, Massachusetts, which has Boston, and New York, and a few other little states, and and okay, there's one thing about the state Vermont that I know of, which is a winter holiday break. Uh, what
What?
the the yeah, I this is one particular individual that by the name that boy, but it's Stormy.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Tiny Stormy?
I am not tiny.
I mean, I'm not referring to that. I mean, refer to as the picture.
Oh yeah, that's a moderate risk. We got a moderate risk for severe weather.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when it comes to storms, those are not to take lightly, especially if there's a hurricane.
Yo,
Oh
bro,
boy.
this storm, we gonna take lightly. I mean, bro, I've been
Mhm.
through a tornado warning, and I've been through straight line winds up to 80 miles per hour. So I don't need to
Be
take.
glad. Okay, be glad that you were not even near when the Hurricane Katrina happened, 2005. That would have been, especially if you lived in Orleans.
It wasn't Katrina; it was the levees. I mean, it was Katrina that caused the levees to overflow, but it was the levees that ultimately overflowed. So if it weren't for them,
Yeah.
Katrina wouldn't have been that bad.
Here's what I was told uh, from my boss, that after during the storm, people, especially in the cemeteries, the graveyards or in the graves, they were actually was unnerved, meaning the some of during the time either new fresh bodies or even coffins was floating in the water in the floods after the hurricane, which which was a I first I didn't even know that. I wasn't even aware that the graveyards were even that badly. But I can understand it took years for everything to be rebuilt. I can say this, that some people that went missing or had been during this during and even after hurricane has never been found. And it makes sense. People that after Hurricane Katrina, um, that went missing, it's it's a likely chance that they could have ended that their remains could have been swapped out in the open ocean, since a lot of people went missing, and and it's horrible. I mean, considering it when the dams in the Mississippi River burst, just
What?
just imagine those amount of people or the amount of water the floods took place. I had never even experienced anything like myself, but oh, and I wish never to do either.
Yeah, bro.
What?
1, 2, 3,
4.
5.
10.
Also, why
Hi.
did you start counting?
Hi.
I don't know.
Hi. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So, Stormy, what you been up to?
Nothing, just watching this event. Also, Swedish, I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I won't be on, but I have like a camera for severe weather, so if you want to go watch that, I don't know. I'm just telling you, I'm gonna be live.
All right. I mean, I saw that you were in the comments in my stream yesterday. I was expecting you would join in, but
I didn't.
I mean,
Hey yo,
I knew that
hey yo,
I even
Sky.
saw that.
Sorry.
Hmm?
Hey yo, Skylight, what's up, man?
I don't think he's there.
Oh.
Well,
Hey
he
yo,
is there,
Kovu, big
but I
man,
don't think
what's
he's.
up?
Kobo's muted.
Oh, I know. But Kovu, big man, what's up?
I thought for a second you were gonna say Roy. I was gonna tell you that he wasn't even here.
Yo, Kyle, what's up? Okay, I'm done.
I'm sorry, but your game guy's in another castle.
Oh. Oh.
Let's hope she first, like, damn. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah, look at your boy.
Anyway, so what are you doing, Stormy?
I'm all jokes aside, I'm actually going to a powerlifting meet, and I'm gonna be like, I broke like personal records, like a couple days ago. Like, bro, it was so.
Hmm.
Took a lot out of me, bro. Stupid camera. Here, look, you can see. So, what you guys up to?
Not much. I'm just bored, as
Bored.
always.
Mm. Why you bored, boy?
I don't know. Just bored.
Hey, yo, why you look like a big man? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. What the heck? I'm gonna go call someone else. If they pick up, I might not come back here. But if depending on if you're streaming. But if they don't pick up, I will come back. Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm
You
still a
probably
little
won't pick up,
confused.
but you'll know.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah.
You're all right, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sphere still has his Pentagon. OC has made for him.
I'm pretty sure he does.
Too bad Cole. Besides, I think Cole was high on alcohol. Because look at his chest. It's a 6-pack.
I mean, this one.
Yeah. Gameway, don't you have your cyber circuitry, OC?
Yeah, I still have it. It's somewhere in here. Where did I put it?
I always put
Hello,
mine in
people.
pictures. Would you stop it? 3 years.
So what happened over there, dude? You were screaming about something.
No, I wasn't screaming, just moaning. Our neighbor's dog got loose. My mom had to decide to freaking wake me up from my slumber and go get him.
Found it.
Hey, it's Cyberforce Gamer.
Why did I click this button? What the heck?
Well, this is more as for Kubo.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he is an African Sasquatch from time to time.
And here we have Game Guy's little son.
Don't do it. You. Oh well. Oh yes, it's my old profile. Also, why am I Discord right now? I didn't mean to press that. I didn't even know I pressed it. If I didn't know I pressed it, actually no, I pressed it on purpose. I don't know. I do still have that profile. I don't know what I did. I just don't use it anymore because I like this one better.
A lot of barking over there. Well, I'm so bored. I don't know what to do. Probably throw out myself the window. Try to fly. Nah, not really. Just bored as hell. Excuse my language, but as I feel. Have you ever heard anything from your brother Dylan?
Dylan, yeah, he's been texting me every now and again. He's doing all right, but he's just, not. He doesn't really talk to me much because doing psychology stuff and all that.
Has your brother ever been a party type before?
Say it again.
Has your brother ever been the party type?
Absolutely not. He finds the noise very obnoxious.
I think maybe Roy is a party type.
Oh, absolutely not. It's the same deal. He doesn't like. Ironically enough, he doesn't like loud noises. I'm
Not
not
even
one
your
either.
brother.
I just Jake was, but
Well, that's something. So, Skylight or Malachite, what have you been up to?
Currently homemade pizza. My mom just made.
That's cool. Oh yeah, it's a barbecue today. Well, not the actual barbecue since my dad was standing outside on the back porch with this electric grill. So, kind of barbecue, but it was good. I wonder it's like how to actually to try even an authentic American barbecue. I mean, never tried it much before.
Hmm.
Have you guys ever tried Fruit Loops?
Wow. It has legitimately been a really long time since I've had Fruit Loops.
Yeah, I had never even tried those. The main reason is I don't think they're actually selling here, but not really so certain about that for the most part. I mean, considering that a lot of American brands have been, well, is sold here. Um, I heard that even what was it, Biden, he has made a new statement that everything that's going to be within construction is going to be 100% American products, not being bought in, imported.
Oh wow!
And
I
this,
thought I thought you said his statement was going to be, "I'm leaving the United States and never returning."
well, I mean, it's considering this, he had actually even been asked if he's going to put for a second term as a president.
I'll be damned that a blank paper stupid ass is going to run this nation again.
Well, even Trump has said that is considering to be running for the next election.
It would probably be the first one in a number of years since I think who was
I
it?
just want a president that
Cleveland.
actually knows what they're
Cleveland.
doing.
Okay, how about this? I
Who was
mean,
it?
what?
Guys, if Trump does win again or Biden, it would be probably the first one in a number of years since I think Grover Cleveland or whoever it was that became president for a second time.
I don't know, man.
I mean, think about this. Considering from this, if someone else would trying to be a candidate for be as a president, maybe this person has been okay. Let's say if it was a former senator, former governor, and maybe it's a person that is way younger than Trump and Biden. They since you would have to be at least 35 years old in order to be a candidate as being a president. But if the person is say is 38 or almost 40 years old and Trump is a second candidate, what if now the new candidates gets 99.9% of all the votes, while Trump gets just less than just 1%. And he like the whole system is rigged. I demand the recount, and like same result. I demand another
Okay,
recount.
Smith.
That's just
I like to
hmm?
see someone try and break President Reagan's electoral votes, which was I think 525.
Hmm.
And let's say from this, the first U.S. presidents, leading up to the one before Andrew Jackson, those presidents I don't think ever got assassinated one bit. But then you come around these days, and I don't get why the hell stupid mother effers in this nation think that the only person they want to choose to assassinate in the government these days is the president. Because my mother did say this, and think about this particularly, game guy. My mother said, "We, the people that live in houses these days, we don't work for the government. The government works for us." But yet they want to swap that role around like they own us and want to make us their. And I don't want to become a slave.
Yeah, that
They
is just
work
another
for
thing
us.
that. Yeah, I mean, consider that many of the former presidents has always been a good leader for their society and really for thinking for the best. But some of the people, like Richard Nixon, who eventually went he could end up in a trial, but he decided to resign as a president before even that happened. Um,
The Watergate
Trump,
scandal, I think, had something to do with
y-
Nixon resigning.
yeah, that was the main reason. And Trump had been tried twice and found not guilty of both. And considering what he did, a lot of some crazy shit during his time as a president. Um, like I said, he decided that he wanted to put half of Pentagon's yearly budget to put that half of the budget to build his wall. And he even tried to get this supposed emergency funds funds to get that resources to get to his building his own wall and a lot of things like and since the last time I heard that the wall will cost around almost $250 billion. Jesus, that is just some amount of money. I mean that amount, but eventually his request for the Pentagon's budget was denied. Never happened. And there's other resources denied. And another thing that when he building the wall, but Mexico had to pay for it. That is the lowest that any president has ever considered doing. I mean, think about it. How did that his supporters and followers thinking when that how do you but if someone ask like if someone asked them like how would you respond that when Trump demands that he builds the wall, we building the wall, but that Mexico had to pay for the wall and all that. Do you think that's right? And his supporters like most likely say yes, they had to pay for it because they are the cause of a lot of immigrants coming to our country. Here's this news flash. It's not Mexico's problem. A lot of families, a lot of people in Mexico are living under beneath the poverty line, meaning they're so poor that they even had enough food for themselves. I can understand that
And
they want, and I can understand that trying to make as much as possible. That some families that are so poor are trying to escape to America, but there is a 50-50 chance, even if they do get America, there's a chance that they would not, that they're trying to apply for citizenship will be rejected. And it happens if those people manage to get to being rejected or realize that will get a notification to be noticed that there is going to be deported, they will leave their home and go underground. And that happens so many times, including in my country, especially back in a few years ago when this huge immigration from, well, from the Southern Europe, or a lot of people were escaping towards Northern Europe, including my own country. And a lot of people that was rejected had to left, somehow escaped and living underground. Well, not technically, not really underground, but you mean what know what you know what I mean. And that happens anywhere. It can happen.
I'm
I
back.
mean, it could happen to like say a lot of if immigrants who has been temporarily housed in say uh, in Michigan or even Wisconsin or all that, and suddenly they were told that they're being their request of becoming citizens or a temporarily green card has been denied, and they're going to be deported back to Mexico or where they're coming from. And some of them can actually be going into hiding. Some even can take house refugees in some relatives' home, and some may be forced living in the basement, like in order to keep themselves hidden from the government. Unfortunately, that
Swedish.
happens. Hmm?
Okay, with what you were saying earlier, that the whole life thing of making Mexico pay for a wall, I can understand that. But think about this. I can assure you 100% with any of the mints, with any mints, that we have around here in the U.S., Mexico said we're not paying, and it doubles back on us in the U.S. I can just show you one thing: to pay off exactly that entire wall, every mint will be working exactly. It's almost like half the U.S. would be working at a single mint to get official money to pay off a stupid, useless, pathetic wall that is not even needed since we have border lines. Why the fuck do we think we
Yeah,
have border patrol and we don't need some damn wall?
exactly. And especially from this, all that amount of money that Trump tried to get towards those resources to build this wall, those type of resources could go to other areas of the branches of the government that really needed it, like healthcare, school, elderly care. Think about it. If that's something, if one, let's say if there is an elementary school that needs some funds to get to make some, maybe some minor or even some major repairs in some of the buildings, or to want to expand the
Well,
building to some more.
schools,
And the,
schools and
and
universities that need a good kick up in population of no matter where they are, by state could use some money for like a charity
oh
and
yeah,
such.
yeah, but I mean, even this I mean, okay, if there's a small public school, not like one of those big major universities like Harvard or Oxford, something like those. What if it's a small public school that wants to expand the school to build the new parts of it so that it can expand more, to have some more children in it? And they able to find out there that this town doesn't even have the finances to support that. They even had to don't their town's budget that even had enough to, and if there are like say if there are two or so let's say there are three other public elementary schools in that small town, or in the town, and there's maybe two high schools and maybe as one college or university, and all those, maybe this the university is more as has state funds, but other schools are public, and that the schools and the town's budget may have to be divided how much each school can requires. And and also like this, let's see if there are like if there are a handful of preschools that also requires a lot of some repairs, or they want to expand to some buildings in or hire some more teachers. That's another problem. Schools need some of that. And if let's say like Trump, if he wants to remove some of the resources from each of the states in order to do so, that's another problem. A president can't just say that he just want to put all the financial resources that he want to build something big. Let's say if there's a new wall. I mean, what if Trump decided to build a second wall between Canada and the United States, but at the same time? That would also be
Oh,
a bad mistake.
oh please, because oh please, the only issue I can have with Canada, like we have in the U.S., we have barrels of oil and fuel in caverns of Canada, and they freaking claimed it from us.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, that is the
That's the
problem,
only
the
issue I have
issues
with
when it comes to
Canada.
that.
I hate. I don't like. Why on earth would they claim it from us when it was ours in the first place?
Well, if I say this, um, you know that Alaska used to be part of Russia, right?
The Alaskan pipeline and also such. I know that stuff
Yeah.
too.
But before anything like that, before the 20th century, meaning around before 1900s, Alaska wasn't even didn't even belong to either Canada or United States. It belonged to Russia. And since Russia sold the land to America at the time, and it became the state. But before then, after that, it was around in the 1890s, I believe, when this Alaskan gold rush started. Just imagine if Russia decided they didn't want. Okay, what if like this? If Russia decided to reclaim Alaska back as their own land, who knows? What if okay? What if Alaska wasn't never been sold to America, to the United States in the first place? Those towns like Anchorage and Fairbanks, they may have existed, but not the names. They may have Russian names, and then Alaskan Gold Rush may not have happened, at least from the Americans' ways. And those Native American tribes that live in Alaska, well, they may still have lived there, but just under the Russian government's rule. And well, like say, what if that happens? Like say, if Hawaii, what if Hawaii decides to leave United States and be its own country? It's
I mean,
possible that could happen.
There's a chance that
I mean,
Hawaii might sink under.
if this, you can see it from this. Canada, like Hawaii, used to be as an independent kingdom way before it became part of the United States. And there is actually only two branches of the from the former royal family. If they would reclaim the throne, and what if the Hawaiian society or the citizens decides to make this mode or this movement? It's like Hawaii independence movement, meaning that they want to make Hawaii to leave the states and become its own independent country. It could actually that if that would happen, it could work because the islands, because the Hawaii, they have a huge population, and they have a huge incomes in the tourism. And even if they're no longer being part of the United States, it's still working as their major incomes is tourism. It wouldn't much affect if they left the United States. It would still be still income for them. But then the only things that they would have to require they have to make first. They have to make a new constitution, a new flag, new laws, and all the other, let's say, Air Force or any U.S. military bases on Hawaii would have to be closed down, or they could still be operated just under some sort of contract between the new Hawaii state and. But it's something like that could happen. What if, like, say, Puerto Rico? What if Puerto Rico actually decided they want to be the 51st state? It's technically it actually belongs to U.S., but it's just one of those overseas territories. England, they have several overseas territories. They have Bermuda, they have some of the Caribbean islands, and they even had Australia, Canada. Well, technically, though, Canada has its own prime minister, its own government, but it's under direct alignment to United Kingdom's king. Just imagine though that what if, like, say, in one of my what if scenario videos, like what if what if the colonists did lose the war, and that all of you could still be alive, but you've been speaking in a British accent. Think about it. And I can just say this. I was told from my parents that recently Russia actually had made new threats to my country. But I'm not even worried whatsoever. They have made a threats to my country for the past 10 years. They could even taken over my country's biggest island in just a mere hours. I just say, Russia, if you try to invade my country, invading a neutral country, oh boy, you will have a serious problem for you. Especially when you invade a neutral country, that's a whole different approach. And I mean, if Russia wants to invade a country that is neutral, they would have been bold to even do that. But honestly, I don't even think they even dare to do that. So that Cody. I mean, if Russia wants to invade my country, I'm like, go ahead. If you dare, I mean, my country is neutral, and oh boy, I have to say they will have Europe, European Union, and the United Nations against them more than ever. Because if they try to invade a neutral land, I may I actually heard this that some people are trying to make to telling suggest to uh, suggest to UN to ban or kick out Russia from the Permanent Security Council and even ban them from as or kick them out from the United Nations seat all that together. And honestly, it would have been a fair punishment considering what they have been doing. But in the end, I'm not a politician, and I mean, if the Russia decides to back off, to leave Ukraine, and well, okay, even if the war will be over, all I can say is um, that the war, after the war, the relationship between Russia and worldwide, um, it won't be the same. People will be looking very negative towards Russia. They will still refuse to do much any business with them. I mean, this like, well, it's like if the role was opposite. What if there was United States who decided to invade, let's say, Canada? If they want to invade Canada, and it would have been the same reaction. It would have been the complete same reaction. I mean, if like Russia invades Ukraine, completely innocent country, and if United States decide to invade Canada or Mexico, they will have the same reactions towards them like the whole world against them. There will be tons of sanctions. No countries in the world wouldn't want to do any business with them. And that means that United States economics would crash because United States is pretty much very dependent on the outside world. And one of the major reasons is that if that if United States or the outside world decides to stopping to make any trades with America, that means no travels to with ships for cargoes going to America, no planes. All the airlines decide to cancel all their trips over to the United States and just like some like ban them for permanently or just temporarily. And that means like if there is no tourism to United States, that is one of the major blows to the United States economics. Think about it. there are tons
Yeah.
of there are millions of tourists that come to the United States every single year to see like Roswell, Grand Canyon, go to New York, to San Francisco. If if no tourists that goes to the United States, that it like say those major cities like New York or San Francisco, which has like a Alcatraz and other major holiday spots. If those places never had any tourists, those cities will have a low, especially that in, like say, in San Francisco. There are major ports that has, like say, the old prison, Alcatraz, and other spots that has very dependent on a lot of tourism from outside the country. If the no countries decides want to do any for like to want to do any sort of business with America, those business that has been dependent on tourism from outside, like the outside world, like from Europe, they will maybe crumble and lose business. And it's the same thing as goes for like Hollywood. What if the other countries decides to that they don't want to buy any movies or even want to broadcast any American shows or movies ever again in their own countries? That will also be another major blow. And since if the no countries in the outside world doesn't want to make any business with America, like transport any import goods cargo to your country, that is another major blow. And a lot of tons of millions of people around the United States will lose their job. And there could be another finance crisis that we had back in 2008 or 2009. Just imagine if that happened. Millions of Americans will lose their jobs. There would be like then it would like be the second Great Depression in the United States. I mean, just imagine that could actually happen if I mean if I'm like say if America did something to invade another country or something. Because if no one outside world would want to do anything to have nothing to involve themselves with America, like in any sort of business whatsoever, no airlines, no ship lines, no cargoes, no import, no export, that would be a major blow for the country's economics. And that means that the country which has been dependent on to be buying some, say, oil from outside country, let's say from China or Russia, or even natural gas. If that happened, that they will be cut. That means a lot of country part of the United States were like, um, even though the United States do have its own resources of oil, but let's say this is assuming that oil reserves will be completely dried, that they had been dependent on to import oil from the outside world. But if no business want to be doing that, unless they somehow smuggle in. But if they want to do smuggle, well, here's the thing. They won't be able to transport smuggling that amount of oil in United States because it won't be much. If they want to import a lot of oil or any kind of that into one state, they've only been able to support one state at a time. But I'm saying if, like, say, United States would invade another country, it could be having this would have this very drastic effect. Um, if I ask you guys, which is the safest state of United States? Kubo,
Yes?
do you know which of the 50 states of America which is the safest?
Ooh, I actually don't know that.
Bingo, Cody. Bingo. Washington
Washington.
State. Washington State is actually the safest in the whole United America. It still has the
How?
lowest crime, the low crime rate.
Oh.
Yeah, according to a new
And
um,
also, and also, Washington is not part of Tornado Alley.
yeah, and since a lot of since majority of the countryside of country, the state is forest, like there are national parks, and the country, well, not say the country, but the state possesses of very rich minerals, elements that they can be used, like metals, um, gas, and all that, some they can actually sell it. And at least for the last time I actually read about the safest state was Washington State. Honestly, that was the last thing I expected. I was expecting maybe, I don't know, Alaska to be the most safest state, considering that it's about 700,000 people lives there, and it's the less dense populated state ever, which is miles of dense woods. So I thought Alaska would have been the most safest place in the United States, but nope. I mean, like Washington State, not surprising. Um, in Michigan, there is only one town that I know of which has I don't know exactly how high crime it is, but but it has been reported for the past few decades, which has a lot of crime, which is Detroit, the former Motor City, which is not understatement. Ademir, a lot of gangs happen in Detroit. But I cannot say like now if Detroit is still the most crime-filled city in Michigan State itself. But in the past, there has been a lot of crime that has had a lot of high crime rates in Detroit. I don't know, say if Seattle if is a high crime state or city. I mean, there are always some course, despite where you live. There might even though they say if most people say, "Oh, my town is not that high crime rate," but it could be just a complete, not a lie, but a complete, I don't know, clueless, unexpected, because it happens that even a small town, like say, like where Malachite lives, it could have a high crime rate as well. It but it different matters. Like say, it can be a high crime, like say when it comes to burglary, uh, selling drugs like cocaine or heroin on the streets, car thefts. Also, that type of things can be probably could be the highest in the comes to crimes. Like, and after that it could be like rape, murder. Could be the most second type of the most crimes that is. But where I live, the most highest violent crime uh, is not murder. Murder is not like never much happen here. Drugs, it definitely has happened. And I've only about a couple of years ago, I think it was almost, I think maybe just 1 or 2 years ago. I think it was about, I think it was maybe just 2 years. Um, this, I'm not joking. I'm not joking about this one. For 2 years ago, just shortly a distance from where I live, less than 5 minute walks, there was a report that there were teenagers selling drugs. Despite the police
Teenager?
showed, yeah, teenagers. But I don't know what type of drugs. But if I would guess, meth. And those
How
the
could teenagers even get those?
online,
Oh,
dark
wait, what?
web, dark web.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not think
Yeah.
of that.
And they can also perhaps know someone who is an adult that is a drug addict and perhaps can persuade them to sell them drugs so they can earn the money. It's it's not hard to get teenagers hooked up on the drugs themselves. It's one of when you want started to try to do some of those type of drugs, it's you're hooked.
Mm.
And here's one thing: my mom actually walked by the my former elementary school about a year ago. See, she saw actually two people sitting by this bench, or this type of table, doing some drugs, completely open. When they saw her, they didn't even try to hide it. They just continue. And after that, the police came and arrested them, and turned out they did have some drugs on them. But I still believe that were also meth. But it's it just how the things drugs itself can ruin so many people's lives. It's absurd.
You know,
And
Swedish. You talk
mm,
about you talk about crimes and such, and I I can say that on a TV show that I used to watch growing up, World's Wildest Police videos that show hostage holdups, undercover stings, dozens of police pursuits. I've there were um I remember one episode of that show that started off in Jerusalem, Israel, and the theme of it was the two police officers or security guards from a nearby religious school were unknowingly being stalked by a terrorist in need of a new weapon. And he followed them for a good short distance until he came up right behind one of the officers and made a go for his gun. The officer pursued, but ended up taking a bullet in the shoulder from his own gun. His partner, I think his name was Alex Sevelevich, something like that. That's as close as I can pronounce his last name. Um, he tried getting a hit on the suspect, but he couldn't find a mark, and he pursued the guy while other residents attended to his wounded partner. And a little ways down, they engaged in a bit of a shootout and came within feet of a scared kid who had to run off with his bicycle. And after Alec ditched an empty cliff, the hitman made a run for it. And in an alley about a little bit further down, Alec shot him right in the back. And he dropped the gun. The guy went back, picked up, but in his woundedness, he stumbled backwards and gave a shot that ricocheted an inch or two past Alex's head. And
jeez,
he fell a little ways down. He staggered before collapsing, and Alex moved in and finished him off with a few shots.
hmm. Well, I mean, I even heard a story today. Actually, um,
Um,
this is actually involves where a turned out this this kid. It was actually in elementary school when it happened. Suddenly, a fire started, and well, it turned out um basically it was actually it has been explained to this kid when it was just a electrical fire from this kid school's kitchen by a wire, but years later turned out it wasn't that. So actually the the headmaster or schoolmaster, what is called, was actually one that started the fire
Jesus, what?
after he had did the same thing to his own wife and his two kids, and he didn't even want them anymore.
He's
So
what?
he burned his whole family down. And but the school,
He's what?
yeah, he did that. But the school, luckily, though, wasn't burned completely down.
He's
The
what?
the children was safe, but there was only one casualty.
He's what?
Janitor passed away. He was caught on fire. But just
What?
yeah, so I mean, considering how things this was actually, I believe it was in somewhere in the US, but I don't think they mentioned in the story um exactly which state they were in, because this was an elementary school. Um,
Yes, he's acting nice to
I remember. I remember actually this happened not that long ago. I think it was only about sometimes the last year, or was it early this
What?
year? There was this school that was actually had a shootout, and that town's mayor decided to demolish this elementary school for a cause that no one wanted to send their kids to the school because after what happened, there was, I believe, it was about 14 people had perished, teachers and students. I think, if I remember, but I could be wrong, but I believe it was in Texas. And this were on the news. But like I said, I don't exactly remember if it was sometimes the last year or early this year, but it's just. But you guys have
The
probably heard
Texas
a
high
lot of
school
the.
shooting that may have been 1 or 2 years ago.
Yeah, it might be that. I don't know necessarily about exactly what it was. But you guys may have heard about those a lot of school shootings in America, though, like say, Columbia High School and others. Just wow.
Okay,
I mean, wow. Frankly, I think this America bill has the worst weapons laws ever. No offense, people, but it
you,
just
you know
anyone
what?
is. A lot of people
You
can
know
actually
what I would say?
somehow get one.
I mean, the first school shooting that comes to mind for me would be the Columbine one, but
Yeah, that was the only one I know. That's the only one that kind of came to my mind is the Columbine or Columbia School, High
Columbine,
School. What is
I
it?
believe, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think that was that one. It's just, whew, yeah, it's just the worst. Yeah, what is it, Malachi?
Um, I mean, I can understand that there are some people that wouldn't dare use a gun unless needing for protection. You know,
Yeah, that makes
defending
sense.
themselves or their family, but there is no real reason to shoot shoot and murder someone. I mean, if they want, I mean, if someone wants to point a gun at someone and get their attention, and then give them a stern warning and such, that's one thing. Like what police
Hmm.
officers do, but for them to actually pull the trigger on someone is completely stupid. I mean, that's your red ticket to being executed.
Here's the thing, though. Um, when it comes to people that carries weapons, um, especially let's say that um, security guards, depending on, of course, where they being stationed at. Um, but let's say if you have university, college, those type of security guards are not permitted to carry any form of any firearms because student, if it's safe to the students, all that. But other security guards that watching over locations like say warehouses or anything like that, they may be allowed to carry firearm, but it's also depending, of course, if they are not depending, of course, maybe what type of company and if the security company is permitting it otherwise. Some I heard some stories that the scared security guard that has been involved in something like this. Some of them never even had any form of protection at all. Not even pepper spray. Not even a baton. Not nothing at all. All they had been that safety rely on maybe just their flashlights or anything.
He's talking
It's,
behind
it's
my back.
just it's just that. Okay,
Behind my
if
back.
you guys know that you can actually have this concealed permit to have a gun concealed.
Oh,
If you
just
had that and come over to Sweden,
that's the
that would have been illegal. If you had pepper spray or a pocket knife, it would be confiscated by the custom immediately
block
because
me.
both of them are illegal.
He's talking behind my back, saying bad stuff about me and my family. You see, then
And the
What are you
friendly
talking-
Canadian scarecrow is talking to himself again.
no, I'm not. I'm just chirping.
The
I
royal
think-
We
king is
can
back.
hear you.
Ah, shit!
The
I
royal
forgot
king-
that
Oh.
was recorded.
Yeah, and about that, Cody, brass knuckles is fair enough. That type of weapon used to be quite illegal in many states. But here's what I learned that some biker gangs from Mexico could actually be using a one type of brass knuckle weapon, and it was being completely illegal. It was made of rings. Yeah, I'm not kidding. They were actual finger rings, but they were big, and the top of it was at least a few inch thick, and some of them could actually have motives of like an Aztec warrior or a skull with bones crossed, and those could have been had the same effect if you had a brass knuckles.
I mean, pepper spray that's used a lot by security guards.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, okay, have you ever imagined this? A security guard that doesn't even have um, pepper spray, but has a beard spray. Oh, now that's what is a lot more bigger. I mean, I think even some states or if I said where potato guns are illegal. From what I understand, a potato gun can actually fire a potato up to 200 feet in high speed. I think it is about either 20 or 200 feet. That's it's hmm. Well, let's talk about something else. That is depression. Yeah, very
Depressing.
depressed. Mm. So, Kobo,
Yeah,
what are you doing? What are you doing? You scarecrow.
I'm role playing as Zany. Yay! Second favorite character.
Oh my god, I'm so
in-
excited for you.
Well,
I
you
am.
don't know what role playing is, so you can't really understand how good it is.
Huh. You know what else? You know what? Who else Kubo kind of reminds me of?
Uh-oh. Why do I feel it's gonna be an insult again?
Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn.
What? Don't you mean Joker?
Nope. And Skylight kind of reminds me of Catwoman.
Okay, how comes Harley
Hell
Quinn?
no.
And Game Guy kind of reminds me of Black Widow.
Wait, what?
And
And, like,
Cody, I think maybe Shadowcat.
And like you would understand, you Royal Canadian Batoot.
Huh? What did
Who? Who are you referring to?
What you said, the in the Cryptid Game Show stream, the first one you ever did when you said Batoot, and all of us went off in a laugh.
Ah. Just to be warning, there is a quest about that in my ones. New ones.
God.
Right. I need to find that wheel. That's the raw button.
Well done, Butter Mash.
Don't judge what you don't know. All right.
Go with the bad grandma.
Kovu the
wait,
African
wait,
Bane Bench. Kovu the African Bane. Kovu the African Bane Banshee.
Ba-da-ba-da. I'm just gonna pretend.
What do you want, you
And then-
walking abomination?
And that comes from you, Skylight Batoot. Yeah, your name is literally Skylight Batoot.
I didn't put anything in the private chat at all. Nope, not me.
Hey, I am not a buddy, thank you. I'm not Judy Hopps.
You can
And
be if
what's
you
up,
tried.
asshole? Hop to it, hopscotch.
Sorry, I can't
What's
hear
up?
you.
What's up, Elmer Mutt?
Who the hell is that?
That's the hunter from the Looney Tunes.
Oh,
Be very,
Okay,
very
okay,
quiet.
Okay,
We're
first,
hunting.
okay, first
We're
off,
hunting
you-
Kobus.
okay, you Looney Tune reject. First off, his name is Elmer Fudd, not Mud.
Mud, Fud, who give a shit?
hey,
Being
come
honest,
on,
I don't.
man.
Give, I don't.
That is
I'm
Being honest, I don't give. A,
buddy.
being honest, I don't give a fud.
I'm sorry, I'm not a buddy. I don't go. Sup, Doc?
I mean, rabbits don't even make like a.
What's
sound,
up?
do they?
Kubo the bunny rabbit.
I'm not a bunny, thank you. I eat rabbit. You think I am one of them? Wait, I shouldn't say that.
Well, if you were a rabbit and you ate rabbit, then you'd be a cannibal. So
That's why I
Kubo-
can be one.
Kubo the bad duck.
and now apparently he's Daffy.
Oh, dang it! I forgot what the Donald Duck sound was.
Or Donald. Actually, no. Actually, no. He's not Donald or Daffy. He's Daisy.
Who the hell is that?
Daisy, Duck.
Donald.
Get out of that! Get under from! Get out of that rock you've been living under, Kovu! It's
That's Donald's
Daisy.
girlfriend,
Donald's
dude.
girlfriend. My God, what am I saying?
Oh, I
can't
thought
talk
it was
I'm so shocked that you
his
said that.
daughter.
No, I don't think
I
he
think
has a
Kubo-
daughter, does he?
Kubo is actually the
Kubo does.
famous black sheep.
Hey, come on now! Just because I have dark fur doesn't mean you can refer to me as a black sheep.
Okay, first of all, do you know what it would call that term in a family's black sheep means?
Black sheep, have your way, Wolf.
Um, to be fair, I haven't heard the term black sheep in a long time, so
Yeah, it's meaning that basically if someone who has done something very terrible in their lives and that most of the families doesn't want to talk about it. Uh, have you seen the movie Canto?
and Kanto,
Yeah,
of course I've seen it. I love that movie, especially the songs.
it is all about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno's overrated.
No, I
Oh
mean
yes, I love that song. I
he
even
was a
parodied it at
fan.
some point.
Bruno was actually the family's black sheep.
Hmm.
So in that sense, um, well, technically though, Cody, that the main six to the dark side, it wasn't. Well, I wouldn't even say if it counts as their official dark side. I mean, that depends if you're referring to those one who Chrysalis made, unless you mean those when Discord corrupted the main six. Well, I wouldn't say the main six, but I would say more as the main five, since
The
he
Mean Six would
never.
be definitely a good fight to have, though.
Well, I mean, considering this, Discord never even corrupted Twilight directly.
Yeah.
He only did that with the main six, the rest of the main five. Um, yeah. So, okay, okay. I I saw this clip or the picture on Google about a while back. Fluttershy were with Applejack to the bar, um, just to have some drink. Um, um, what was it? You're right. Yeah. He she got a little bit tipsy of tequila and all that, and as she get more and more wasted, she was doing this karaoke. At first she was really quiet when she's singing, but as more she was getting more wasted, it's more easily for us for her to sing. When she was so drunk, she was really singing, and she was even singing. Well, let's say, um, what was it? Um, right. She said something about Big Mac, and he was like, "Yep." And Applejack had literally been dragging her out from their place. One other thing I did see on YouTube also is this is actually a clip that someone did type of a comic dub. Uh, Fluttershy was talking to Big Mac while she was drinking apple cider. Well, let's say that when she asked him if he would like to go to bed with her, and he was like shocked and almost s- caught the drink himself in the throat, and before the clip ended, Applejack and Rainbow saw this and like, "Are you sure you give her 5% cider?" And Applejack looked at her right, to her side. It's like, "Nope, it was a 50% cider. That figures." Okay, I mean, there were actually
Oh my god, what the what's that
another
noise?
fan made comic series of MLP. I think it's called Rogue Diamond.
Rogue Diamond?
Um, uh, Rogue Diamond was this comic series that's fan made. It's basically there are anthropomorphic humans but they still have their Pegasus wings, unicorn horns, alicorn horns, and all that. Um, basically, the last time I remember, um, Celestia is a tyrant.
Oh no.
But it seems that it wasn't the real Celestia. That was someone who's portraying as her.
Ooh,
But
Daybreaker.
it doesn't no, well, not Daybreaker. It was someone else, I believe. Let's see here. Anyways, when it comes to this, oh, here we go. Okay. Um. Um. Okay. It says. Okay. The Rogue Diamond, when it comes to people, that's the main six, how they're as the character, how much they will take requires something to be wasted. Um. Let's see if I can find about. If I can find them. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we go. Rarity. It type of drunk accident prone, and it's I don't know what that is. And she's became very flirtatious. Um, and Twilight. It's a cherry cocktail, and it takes only 3 drinks for her to get her so wasted. And Rarity, it takes 4. And Rainbow Dash, it takes 6. But here's the thing: she does the only thing she get outrageously, she get crazy in cravings for cookies. Yeah, but here is another for the rest of the main 6. Applejack, she has no particular favorite, uh, but typo that the things like she is going to be drunk, it says unknown. But it says that, oh, come on, Spike. I'm about to start my 11th key drink. You're nearly puking in at 2. So she gets, it takes only 10. Like she can only hold her it's basically that Applejack can hold her liquor way better than the others. Here's another thing about Pinky though. Hers
Oh
is
no.
way crazy. Pinky, favorite drink, porn stars.
What?
Yeah, that's the drink. It says porn star. I don't even know why. But it takes her 10. But here's the thing: it takes her 10. It takes her 10 drinks or 10 shots to even be that drunk. But here's what her strange. Okay, okay. This is might shock you more. This since, like I said, Rainbow had this craving for cookies, and Twilight, well, she has this great. She has this behavior that she is typing or writing Yari, this type of Japanese fanfic stories. I think if I can, if I if I spell it right, Yari, if I pronounce it right there. Um, and for Pinky, her type of drunk is clothing hog. Here, okay, before you start laughing, here's the reason. Spike says, incredible. You're wearing 12 jackets, 9 hoodies, 12 long sleeved shirts, 5 sets of leggings, 7 pairs of socks, 5 sweatpants, 3 billie jeans, and a skirt, and you're still cold? Okay, okay. Fluttershy. Favorite drink? She doesn't drink. And guess how many drinks it takes her to get so wasted?
I'm gonna say 1.
Not even close, dude. Half of
Wait.
a glass. Half of a glass.
Oh.
She get drunk a half of
Hey,
a
everything.
shot. And her type of
I mean,
drunk is
everything.
super horny.
I mean, every
Oh God.
single detail you said of how Spike, I think, described Pinky. I can see Cole doing that in his diva days.
Yeah. I mean, look, hey, is Fluttershy when she gets that so drunk of this any drink. So like I said, it takes her just half a glass to get so wasted, and it says that she gets super horny if she gets that drunk. I mean, I was like half of a glass. Rarity, she gets very flirtatious. Twilight, she writes this type of animated fan fiction stories. Applejack, well, she doesn't even get much of that since she can hold her liquor way better than the others. And Rainbow, she gets cravings for cookies. And Pinky, she gets very cold. So she had to wear a tons of type of clothes. Like she had to be wearing 12 jackets, 9 hoodies, 22 long sleeve shirts, 5 sets of leggings, 7 pairs of socks, 5 sweatpants, 3 billie jeans, and a skirt, and still was cold? That's insane. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, really. And Fluttershy's and her when she gets so drunk. Okay,
Can
I'd
you imagine
expected.
like Discord
I
getting Farsight to get drunk and then that
yeah. I
happens?
mean, first of all, I never even imagined that. Okay, I didn't even expect that it would take Fluttershy half of a glass of being just so wasted, and that she gets so horny about that. Here's what she said to
Can you
Yeah, that's
imagine just
Spike.
start using that?
Yeah, that's
Well, she said,
effed
she
up
said
for
that.
Fluttershy to get drunk on a half cup.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said. But here was the Fluttershy said to Spike, sex, sex, sex. We should all have sex. Hey, Spike, you should have sex with the guy over there, and he can invite Reggie too.
That is definitely
because
my kind of humor.
because he said, how about this? Was Spike said? How did this happen? You didn't even order a drink. I mean, come
Toys have
on,
their own ways.
Fluttershy.
Toys have their own ways.
Yeah. Mm, okay, first. I mean, the others, all the main 6, well, they're how they tolerate the alcohol. Rainbow, completely shocking that she was craving for cookies, and Rarity became very flirtatious. Well,
Really?
Curtis, yeah, but first of all, that's is not an uncommon reaction what most people would do, especially when it comes to the women's. But having the reaction what Fluttershy had it when she was so wasted, that is not an uncommon reaction either. It happens more than you know. But it's but okay. For having that as a reaction for Fluttershy, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? But still, this is a fan made. But oh, I do wonder. I wonder what much it would take her to drink an actual alcohol drink in the actual show itself. Just imagine that. I mean, I can understand maybe Applejack maybe have a stronger tolerance to alcohol, less drinks like that. I mean, considering that her family is producing a lot of cider, so I would assuming maybe that she has a little bit higher tolerance to alcohol. Rainbow Dash, maybe not as much, um, but the only thing is I could imagine um, Pinky maybe might be a little bit more hyper if she gets drunk. Um, Fluttershy, um, I wouldn't even say that she gets that as in this comic, yes, but I would say maybe pass out. I mean, she may just completely drunk, black out, which happens. Okay, I wonder how you guys were, how you react if you were that type of drunk on that level. Um, Kubo, mm, um, I mean, okay, first it's depends on one that depends on one factor. How good you can tolerate alcohol. If you drink alcohol maybe often to especially holidays like say Independence Day, um, something like that, that may you could to tolerate the beer, the alcohol a bit better. But if you never drinks anything at all, you may be say it could maybe take let's say that for Skylight it could perhaps take him three or perhaps 5 shots of tequila get him so drunk. For Koval,
I will never be drunk.
no,
The
I mean
only
as a
thing,
no, I mean
the
as
only thing
like
I've
as a
made,
scenario.
the only thing I've made an exception to is peppermint schnapps.
Yeah, I
I
One
mean let's
mean,
make
small,
simple though.
one small shot.
Yeah, I mean let's make simple. I mean if you're used to drinking alcohol for occasionally to special times of holidays, maybe then if you have some tolerance. But if you didn't have any tolerance, if you never drink any particular strong alcoholic beverage drinks at all, then you perhaps would not have any tolerance that would be easier for you to waste it.
I mean,
Kuvo,
considering my favorite alcohol is rums,
yeah.
it might happen way sooner for me.
hmm And as for Kuvo, I don't know maybe if it will take him um maybe I don't know I would say as I guess maybe 8 or 10 shots of tequila or vodka or something like that to make
What
him
if I take a whole bottle of rum?
I'm more like that. And for Cody, I'm the next example. Um, it also depends how we, like I said, how our bodies tolerates and process the alcohol. Otherwise, but if we drinks
What?
often, we can tolerate it better. But if we never drinks it, easier to be wasted. But for Cody, I would say maybe 4, 5 shots, maybe. But it also depends on your the body types. If you're skinny or if you're chubby, if you say we're weighted between maybe between 5 or 400 pounds, something like that, yeah, perhaps your body would easily to be it more, accept more, uh, easier to be wasted. But if you were having like say like Kuvo or like Roy, who trained often, well, let's say they may have a stronger tolerance to against the alcohol, even despite they never drink it at all. But they only assuming that there's something like that can happen. I mean, myself, I drink beers, um, not so often though, um, but I mostly only drink light beer, which means almost no alcohol in it, or just low percentage.
And the good Lord, I don't even want to know what hit, how many times. I don't even want to know how many times it would take him to, get drunk, since he does, uh, since he is the whiskey salamander.
True.
What?
I mean, to me, I mean, I heard that if you drink, it will only require almost 8 light beers in order to be in as the limit to be count as tipsy. And since they are very low in alcoholic level in percentage, but if you drink 1 light beer, it's or you can okay. There is since Cody and Game Guy doesn't drink beers at all, right?
Nope.
But there is one drink you could drink without worrying about being alcohol. That would be non-alcoholic beer, which is completely safe. I drink it quite often. The the only time I actually drink is the most is the highest in beer was 5.3%, and that is the actual the legal level you can buy in stores. No, if you want to be buying some more stronger, you have to go to the liquor store, which we do have one here, but I have been there twice. Bought anything? Nope. I mean, I drink beers, but mostly light beer. I don't. I have. I mean, I have been tasting beer since I was um 5, 6 years old, maybe. But not the
What
whole
beer?
bottle, though. Not the whole
If
bottle.
I
Just
if I'd say
I took maybe a few
what beer
sips.
is the best beer for me?
Yeah, I mean, I okay. My mom bought a small bottle years ago on a when she went on a cruise with my dad. Consists of 41% vodka. Um, during now, okay, before my stomach surgery, uh, I may have probably been able to handle that type of alcoholic drink better, perhaps, but now I can't. Since if I drink just that little bottle of any like those mini drinks that you can find in hotel rooms, for example, if I drink that if it's a 40 or even 50%, I would easily get more drunk easier because the alcohol would go straight into my bloodstream than before. And yeah, so I might try whiskey at some point, maybe. I mean, if you eat chocolates, those that can contain some form of liquor or liqueur in it, that's I mean that's okay. Something you can get drunk of as well. But but the good thing is you would have to eat tons of those chocolate pieces with that liquor in order to even get drunk or even tipsy. But they are since they don't contain that much, maybe only I don't know a few drops mostly. uh, I wonder if they would even okay, Malachite. How would you react if they decide to make a Seven Up with an alcoholic version with the flavor of it?
Straight up. Lock.
Hmm. Or if they decide to make Coke with as alcoholic drink, I would say I would try it. Depend on
My
course.
mother would be gone because she enjoys regular Coca Cola, the original.
Yeah, I mean, I would try. I mean, I would maybe just try it, maybe, but maybe take a few sips of the drink. But if I didn't like it, mm, that's it is. You don't know. You don't know if you don't. It's like the old saying. What's the saying go again? Basically that you don't know if you don't try it. And yeah, so basically, I mean, I have been drinking light beers and non-alcoholic beers since for the past 10 years or 15 years, give or take. I mean, I did only take a few sips of beers when I was just a kid, but not the whole bottle. Good fitting thing for that. I mean, my parents, they were never much um, heavy drinker, even younger age. I mean, it's a good thing though. I mean, I only drink when it comes to beers or cider mostly. Um, I prefer cider for most part. Otherwise, like apple or pear cider, which you can't actually buy any at the stores. Mostly cider for, like, say, New Year's Eve or for Easter. About that, when is Easter, by the way? March? Nope. Think it was in. See here. Ah, April 8th is Easter Eve. Yay! Less than a week after your birthday, game guy.
How exciting.
Yeah. And where did Kova go?
I have no idea.
Canadian Scarecrow still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Good. You
What
thought
the
you
hell happened to
vanished.
your voice? Did you drink helium?
No, I drank your mom. No, I'm not gonna say that. No, I'm not gonna say that.
now he drinks holy water.
You asshole.
That was like the weakest joke I've ever heard in my entire life.
Well, sorry, you little walking abomination.
Ouch.
Not
And
you.
that
I was
comes
talking
from-
like
And that comes from saying who is abomination.
I mean, technically, yeah, but I'm more a devastation. Wait, did you
No.
tell me that?
You're a devastating abomination. How about
No,
that?
no,
I think Sani should be made a remade
No.
character which is powerless.
Nah,
Or turn
I
into-
like my
I
power.
think Sani
no.
should turn into stone.
Swish.
What?
You know what Thane is? He's YouTube. He's YouTube's puppy in need of a good trainer.
Nah, he is more like
Sorry, I'm not a dog like you, you little.
he's
No,
more like he's more like T-Rex pet.
What? No way! I can bust that little T-Rex if I wanted to.
Nah.
I can
think-
bust him to the ground.
Okay, if I could do it, I would turn Sani to stone and take a sledgehammer and smash it to pieces.
You don't
Well,
even
that's
have the
one thing
harmony.
Well, Swish, if you were to turn Zany into a stone statue using a cockatrice, at least that would be one thing a cockatrice would be perfect for.
Or I could put Kuvi in a room with Chrysalis. Well, okay, not maybe. Wait, Chrysalis Suripolomane in a room, block the door so that he can escape for the next. Let's say for the next 2 months, and he had to be tied to a wall or a bed.
Oh god.
And
I
the
mean-
room,
No.
and the
We
room
shouldn't-
also
wait, hang
possesses
on,
power.
hang on. Hold up. We shouldn't use Chrysalis and whoever the hell you also said. We should use Scootaloo.
Oh my goodness! Lock him in.
Scootaloo is a zombie.
Lock him in a room. Put cuffs on him behind his bed, behind his back. Chain him to a bed, and then put nightmare CMCs in the room with him.
CMC as zombies better.
The zombie Mark Crusaders.
Oh, as
Kovu-
vampire
Kovu
going
is a
banana.
Kovu is a zombie. He's brain dead.
You know, okay,
That's not how
if I would
zombies
do,
work.
okay, if I would if I would have the option to kill anyone officially, I would bury the person alive. And I'm not kidding. There's only a few people here I would not do it with, which is Game Guy. He is off the list. Skylight is on the list, while Cody
Boy,
and Sani is
I'm
also on
not
the
that much
list.
of an I'm not that much of an asshole toward you.
And the one who's been buried would be Cody.
Are you
I
sure
mean,
you're not
as
gonna say?
okay,
Are you not?
I mean,
Are you sure you're not gonna
I
say
mean, okay, I'm
polarizer?
not saying that. I mean, I would if I was like in that same mindset as being as a killer, but I'm not. I mean, but if I was like in a game, like I would. Okay, of you four guys here, the one I would shoot first, or at least torture first, definitely Kubo.
Hmm?
I mean, if I had to be if I capture all of you and torture you to death, that would be number one, Kubo, two,
Of course.
Game Guy, number three, Cody, and number four, Skylight.
Why am I number 2?
I don't know,
Because you're right next
just
to him.
pretty much. And Kubo will be the first one.
At least I'm
Of
not
course.
first.
But I mean, I'm just saying this. You guys know what this haunted house is, right? There are attractions.
Yeah.
There is a few of those that was really dark. I mean, darker than it should even. Because surprisingly, it was even legal. I mean, I have seen where Mr. Nightmare had made a video about this a short a while back. Some of these were actually, all of them actually have been closed. One was actually in New Hampshire. One was always moved one location to another every single night. But one of them was so bad. I mean, literally bad. I almost felt sick by even watching it. The actors, they could literally throw any unknown, well, not unknown, but any substance or liquid substance on the people that took part of this uh, haunted house attraction. It could have been actual animal blood covering it, or it could have been, I don't know, maybe piss or something. And the actors could even tie some of the people to a chair while having someone throw over them, even some form of water torture, uh, even being slapped in the face by a hand, or being psychological terror in a sense. And having those type of places even open, I'm surprised that none of those things was never had even been illegal. Considering how many people, here's the thing, every one of those. But here's the part that's good thing though. They all those had actually a safe word. If the person who want to continue anymore had to say the safe word, and they won't let out without any more harm. One of those places actually said that you could win, I think it was $10,000 or $20,000 if you managed to fall through the whole course, the whole haunted house attraction. Guess how many managed to do that?
I don't know.
None.
Right?
None.
Oh.
No one never even get even halfway through. And it was so extreme. That place got shut down almost immediately afterwards. And I'm glad that type of things, that place is not even happening here. Considering if they did, they would be almost immediately illegal. Perhaps even jail time for, I wouldn't even know for certain to know that.
Hey, Fish.
Hmm?
I'll be right back. I'll look in the private chat.
Saying he's so small, not even a Martian from Pluto can see him, even with the binoculars.
Well, you're so you look
That's so
like a
true.
fat cow.
That's so true. I mean, even the aliens are afraid of
That
Kubo
joke is as
because
dry as Australian's outback. Australia's outback.
okay, how about this?
What?
Kubo. Okay, how about this? Aliens are afraid of Kubo, but they didn't want to do any medical experiment on him because he is so ugly and so evil, so they won't even get near him.
Geez, thanks for calling me evil, but I'm not that evil.
Okay, uh, okay. Since I did have this an SAP Foundation question before, but there is one human SAP that if a person looks at this guy for within 15 minutes, guess what happens? The police is called. He get arrested, but eventually let out. Arrested, let out. Arrested, let out. Repeatedly. I mean, he had looked. I mean, by looking at this guy, they all assumed that he was a criminal, despite not even have any form of medical criminal record whatsoever. And the only, but there were actually only a handful of people that was somehow immune to his um, anomalous effect. Kind of weird. Last time I heard that this particular human male was he was actually I think in his early to mid 20s, and he was neutralized, meaning killed. But it's of course this is just a fictional, but it's pretty weird. Well, I should probably end the stream here soon. I was already for nearly 2.5 hours.
All right. I don't know if anyone's gonna do their outros or anything like that.
Yeah, well, since Skylight is or Malachite is not available, so well, everyone, this has been well, at least one of those calm streams that's for the most part. Uh, yeah. So next time will be on Fridays as usual. If something I think come between. Yeah. So um, yeah. So this has been a good time. And as always, this is Fish Diablo signing off. Bye.
And don't forget, stay chaotic.
And goodbye.